Good morning, students. Today I am going to start Civics Chapter 2 Prejudice and Discrimination. Do you know, student, what is prejudice and discrimination? Let's see. Yeah, this is new topic for you. Okay, let's see. What is the meaning of prejudice? Prejudice is a negative attitude or opinion towards an individual simply because he or she belongs to a different racial, religious, or economic group or is differently abled. In easy language, we can see that the feelings that we are superior to other people makes us narrow-minded. The feeling that we are superior, when we feel this, that we are superior in front of other people, makes us narrow-minded. So this feeling is known as prejudice. Such based attitude is not based on any facts or logic, but is based on personal opinions or feelings. For example, somebody may hold prejudiced view towards a particular race, community, or gender. The term prejudice can be understood by the example also. Some example I am telling you. The caste system that is still present in the Indian society is a strong indication of social prejudice. Some classes may be considered as inferior to others. Prejudice against people who are of different nationality, color, or religion. Next is prejudice against women as being unfit for doing various jobs being done by men. Then prejudice against people from rural background as being less intelligent than others. Then prejudice against languages. Those who cannot speak English are not fit to get good jobs. And the most important is untouchability. Untouchability. Now, do you know that what is the consequences of prejudice? Prejudice hurts the feeling of others and it gives rise to discrimination leading to tension. Then it causes hatred and intolerance. Then it is extremely unfair and unjust to any individual. Okay, student? Now, next is stereotype. Now, what is stereotype? Stereotype means having a preconceived notion or fixed idea about a particular group or people on the basis of their social, religious, or economic group. See, whenever any belief or view are passed on from one generation to another, it gives rise to stereotyping. The new generation continues to follow these negative beliefs towards a group or a race without even having any such exposures or experiences in those beliefs in their real life. The stereotyping becomes deep rooted and the subject continues to be practiced. It causes immense harm to the group against which it is directed. Definition of stereotype. Stereotypes are widely held as an oversimplified image about a particular type of person or thing. Stereotypes based on whether you are a boy or a girl are called gender stereotype. This is one example. Student, you can understand like this also. Um Uh, when we form a fixed idea or image of certain people, we stereotype them. For example, if we say that all villagers are illiterate and backward looking, then we are having a fixed image of them. One example more I am giving you. Uh, most of the Indians think that girls are meant only for housekeeping job. Okay, by forming such an image of all girls, what we are doing, we are stereotyping them. So this type of thoughts is called stereotype. Okay, in fact, such an image of girls is created by the society around us. If we ask a boy to cook food or do dusting, he will feel ashamed to do these jobs, because in our society only girls or women are supposed to do this. Okay, but in foreign countries there is no gender base in doing any housekeeping work. Boys and girls are equally involved in running a home. No work is associated particular for boys or girls. No quality is inherited by the boy or girls. It is only the society that creates such a type of stereotypes. Boys should not feel ashamed to do any housekeeping work. They should do it willingly. On the other hand, girls also should never feel that they are physically weaker than boys. They can also do these jobs which are taken for granted for boys. Nowadays, we can see many women are pilots and astronauts. The girls are working in all the fields. So, this is the only way to lessen the man made differences between a boy and a girl. If we see other example of stereotype, so we can see that some other ways to stereotype people are on the basis of their religion, political view, race, cultural types, and physical appearance. Generalization of a person's behavior based on their race, religion, or cultural and physical appearance should be avoided. Stereotypes prevent us from considering each person as unique with special qualities and skills. Gender inequality. This is one type of gender stereotype. It is also called gender inequality also. Uh, student, that it creates discrimination between men and women. Uh, in many fields, women get lesser salary than their male counterparts. Till a few years ago, women did not have rights to inherit their father's property. Because of higher education and the employment of girls, the attitude of the people towards gender discrimination is changing. Nowadays, so many rights has given to the girls and women's, but in earlier days there were no any right of girls and women's. Okay, today also many people believe that only girls or females are supposed to do household jobs and men only work outside. So this create gender discrimination. This create gender discrimination. This create gender inequality, and it is bad. It is very bad. Stereotype is what? Cultural stereotype is that sometimes people of a particular religion may be discriminated or prevented from getting a certain kind of employment or living in a particular area. This is called a cultural stereotype. Okay. Students, that in cultural stereotype, we sometimes we see that it is also exploited by selfish people at the time of election to win the votes. Some people used to do this type of things. We should give respect to the religion of all. We should give respect to all religion and should be more tolerant towards their religious customs. We should not discriminate. We should not discriminate. religious discrimination or cultural discrimination, it causes tension. It creates it creates discrimination. It creates stress, tension in the society. Okay. Stereotype in physical ability and disability. Uh, Now, student, physical ability is the ability to perform a physical act without any problem. It means that you are perfect and you can do whatever you want, or because you are physically fit. And disability is being unable to perform as a consequence of a mental illness. When we think this type of things, okay, stereotype of people with disabilities. Some people are in our society are slow, some people are handicapped, some are abnormal, they are unable to communicate clearly. And when we think some negative or this about them, so called stereotype this is called stereotype. Here we create what discrimination. Here we create discrimination. Here we are creating differences between the physical ability and disability. Discrimination. Our another topic is discrimination, and discrimination takes place when a particular person or group is not given the same treatment as is given to others. So we discriminate when we treat some people unfavorably because of our prejudice. Uh, Student, that discrimination, we can say that it means getting unfair treatment. We can say that getting unfair treatment because of gender, race, caste, or religion. It is the acting out of prejudices when people are treated unfairly because of prejudices held against them. Discrimination based on caste is prevalent in many parts of India. People belonging to different regions and religions may be discriminated against because of prejudice, uh, insecurity, or a feeling of superior. It can be harmful to a person or a group. When we use the term stereotype, we fit all persons of a particular group into one fixed image. We ignore the fact that each individual is unique and has special qualities. For example, all boys are naughty. Okay, girls are bad at girls are bad in mathematics. So these type are called stereotypes. Okay, so discrimination is where it take place when a particular person or group is not given the same treatment as is given to others. When a person is selected on the basis of his merit, it is not discrimination. When a person is selected on the basis of his merit, it is not discrimination. Discrimination take place when particular person or group is not given a same treatment as it is given to others. Now our next topic is apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination based on skin color. Apartheid means discrimination based on skin color. Student, that in South Africa, the whites and the blacks were kept apart by law, and there were differences between the black and white people. And this policy was played by white government in South Africa, and many rights were denied for the black people. They suffered a lot, and this system was known as apartheid. It had many bad effects on black people, and after a long period, mm, Africa got freedom, and many leaders opposed this, and after that we see that it was banned by Hmm. Apartheid. Our next topic is apartheid. Apartheid means discrimination based on skin color. You know, student, that apartheid policy was played by white people in South Africa, and in South Africa, the white and blacks were kept apart by law. There were many rights denied for black people. There were separate restaurants, transport, beaches, and toilets for black people. Uh, they were native people. They were native of South Africa. Thereafter, the white people separated them, and it had many bad effects on the black people. And Nelson Mandela fought against this racial discrimination, and after a long period, he won, and he became the president of South Africa. Just I have told that apartheid means discrimination based on skin color. We can see here a system of legal uh, racial segregation enforced by the National Party government in South Africa between 1948 and 1994. Between 1948 to 1994, under which the rights of the majority of black inhabitants of South Africa were curtailed and minority rule by whites was maintained. So this is the discrimination between the black people and white people. The policy of racial discrimination is called apartheid, and this policy was followed for some time in USA as well as in South Africa. The black people continued their struggle against the policy of racial discrimination both in USA and South Africa. In USA, President Abraham Lincoln had to sacrifice his life in order to abolish slavery. However, it took another 1 century for the Africans in USA to get freedom from racial discrimination and segregation. It was W.E.B. Du Bois and his party, known as National Association, which organized the anti-apartheid struggle and ultimately succeeded in ending racial discrimination and social segregation. This is known as apartheid. This policy of racial discrimination is called apartheid, and this policy was followed for some time in USA as well as in South Africa. In South Africa, the anti-apartheid struggle was started by Nelson Mandela and his party, the African National Congress. For a very long time, the minority government of the whites committed many atrocities on the black people. It followed the policy of apartheid or racial segregation and kept the black people under thumb. But ultimately, President F.W. de Klerk agreed to hold election on 27th April 1994. In these elections, Dr. Nelson Mandela won the elections and he became the first president of independent South Africa. Thus, both universal adult franchise and the end of racial discrimination or apartheid is the true spirit of democracy. Till the 1990, that the non-violent protest of leaders like Nelson Mandela created an apartheid-free South Africa. Apartheid as an official policy was introduced in South Africa after the general election of 1948. Legislation divided inhabitants of South Africa into four racial groups: black, white, colored, and Indian. Blacks and others were not considered as equal to whites. These races were not allowed to intermingle. They were not allowed to live near each other, nor were they allowed to use common facilities. Even buses, trains, hospitals, and ambulances were separate for white and blacks. The government segregated education, medical care, beaches, and other public services on the basis of color of the people. Non-white South Africans were removed from their homes and forced into segregated neighborhoods. From 1960 to 1983, 3.5 million non-whites were removed from their homes. These races did not have voting rights. Black people were provided with services that were inferior to those of white people, and white minority carried out all kinds of atrocities on non-whites. Student, do you know who is he? He is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, he was born in July 18, 1918, Mavzio in South Africa, and he died on December 5, 2013, Johannesburg. He was the black nationalist and the first black president of South Africa. In 1948, when government introduced apartheid, Nelson Mandela, along with his party, African National Congress, led a fight against it that lasted for more than 4 decades. He traveled all over South Africa and asked people to take part in non-violent demonstrations against the government racial segregation policies. He was arrested several times in his life and was finally put to the imprisonment in the year 1964. He spent 27 years in imprisonment. Mandela's imprisonment led to protests around the world. He said, I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. Bowing to international pressures, the South African President F.W. de Klerk agreed to hold election in 1994, and for the first time in South Africa history, non-whites were allowed to vote in elections. Mandela was elected president by an overwhelming majority. Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. While in office, he worked to improve economic opportunities, education, and housing for the country's large black population. F.W. de Klerk helped end the country's apartheid system of racial segregation and ushered in a peaceful transition to majority rule. Mandela and de Klerk were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in 1993 for their efforts. Nelson Mandela is best known for successfully leading the resistance to South Africa policy of apartheid in the 20th century. Mandela is also known for being the first black president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. The 16th US President, Abraham Lincoln, abolished slavery in the mid 1800s. South Africa that Mahatma Gandhi faced racial discrimination. Gandhiji was sitting in a first class compartment of a train and had a ticket for first class. The railway authorities told him to move to third class compartment as first class was meant for white people only. When Gandhiji refused to do so, he was thrown out of the train at Pietermaritzburg. On another occasion, while travelling by a stagecoach, Gandhiji was told to travel standing on the footboard of the stagecoach to make way for a European traveller. On refusing to adhere to this requirement, he was beaten up by the stagecoach driver. In yet another incident, the magistrate of a Durban court ordered Gandhiji to remove his turban, while Gandhiji refused to comply. This kind of discrimination was regularly meted out to Indians on the hands of the whites living in South Africa. So this was a turning point in the life of Gandhiji. He vowed to fight the racial discrimination and injustice against Indians in South Africa by the British Empire. He trained the people on non-violent satyagraha involving peaceful violation of certain laws, courting of arrest, hartal, and peaceful march. He tried to nurture in them a spirit to fight repression without fear. Now, our next topic is Martin Luther King Jr. Do you know, students, about him? Junior Martin Luther King, born in 15 Jan 1929, and he was an African American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the American civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. King advanced civil rights through nonviolence and civil disobedience, inspired by his Christian beliefs and the nonviolent activism of Mahatma Gandhi. He was the son of early civil rights activist Martin Luther King Sr. Junior Martin Luther King participated in and led marches for black rights, to vote, uh, to desegregation, to labor rights, and other basic civil rights. King Jr. Martin Luther led the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott, and later he became the first president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. On October 14, 1964, Junior Martin Luther King won the Nobel Peace Prize for combating racial inequality through nonviolent resistance. Now, discrimination in India. Our next topic is religious discrimination involves treating a person unfavorably because of his or her religious beliefs. The law protects not only people who belong to traditional organized religions such as Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and Judaism, but also others who have sincerely held their religious, uh, ethical, or moral beliefs. In this topic, we are going to study about the earlier Indian society. According to Manusmriti, the Hindu society has been divided into four parts. Uh, the in the caste system, there were four divisions: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Now, Hindu society has been divided into four parts, for four category: the Brahmins, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, and the Shudra, according to their occupation. The Brahmin were the learned ones, they were teachers and intellectuals. The Kshatriya were warriors and rulers, they protected the state and people. And the Vaishyas were traders, they dealt in goods that came from near and far. And the Shudras were those who did menial jobs. They did physical chores, like fieldwork and maintenance. Outside the caste system were those who were regarded as untouchables. Okay, uh, and the flaw in the system that one could not choose one's caste, but was always born into it. As a result, with time, the Brahman and Kshatri felt that they were superior to the others. The Shudras who did the menial task were thought to be inferior. This created prejudice and discrimination. Our next topic is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Bhimrao Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution. He campaigned against social discrimination in India and fought for the rights of the Dalit and other socially backward classes. For his services towards the nation, he was posthumously awarded India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, in the year 1990. Ambedkar himself belonged to a family which was considered untouchable. He suffered a lot. He suffered caste discrimination from his childhood. Though he was allowed to attend school, yet he was not allowed to mix with other children. He was forced to sit separately. Despite all these handicaps, Ambedkar did extremely well in school and college and earned a scholarship from the ruler of Baroda. The money he used to finance his study in USA. He was the first highly educated Hindu belonging to untouchable caste. After returning to India from USA, he decided to fight against caste discrimination and eradicate the social evil of untouchability. With great determination to speak up against caste discrimination, he started a fortnightly newspaper, the Muknayak Dum Hero, in 1920 in Bombay, for the upliftment of the oppressed classes. He also addressed many meetings and conferences. In 1927, he led the march at the Chaudhar Tank, Mahad, Maharashtra, to give the untouchables the right to draw water from the public tank, which was prohibited. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution. Dr. Bhimrao is also the first law minister of India. But to many Indians, Ambedkar was the savior of the Dalit and downtrodden in India. Constitution of India. During the freedom struggle, Dalit women, farmers, and tribals to fought not only for freedom from foreign rulers but also for dignity and equality. The Constitution of India, which contains all law, rules, and regulations of the land, gives equal rights to both men and women. Now, what the preamble says? Preamble says that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly this 26th day of November 1949, to hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Social provisions for women and children, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes, etc., made by the government discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth is unlawful. The Constitution includes suitable provision for diversity and equality of people. Seats are reserved for SC and ST in educational institutions and legislatures. We have made huge progress towards a more equal society. Toward the Today the vast majority of us are happy
studying, working, and making friends with people from all other ethnic groups. The Part 3 of the Constitution of India gives a detailed description on an approval of rights called the fundamental rights. The fundamental rights in Indian Constitution act as an assurance that all Indian citizens can and will live their lives in peace and harmony. These fundamental rights include equality before the law, freedom of speech and expression, freedom of association and peaceful assembly, freedom of religion, and the right to constitutional remedies for the protection of civil rights. Now, Maya Angelou. She was a famous African American author and activist. She also against racial discrimination in South Africa. She fought against this racial discrimination. She said that it is time for parents to teach young people early on that in diversity there is beauty and there is strength. She believed having groups of diverse people working towards the same goal would make them stronger than if they worked separately. Okay, student, thank you.